What's going on YouTube? Gotham Comics here. Hope everyone's doing well. Finally getting back to comic book hauls. I think my last one was actually definitely before Thanksgiving. So this might be my first comic book haul in like about 3 months. So, I have been collecting, not as much just because of the holidays as I adjust this camera. There we go. So I wanted to save some money during the holidays, but I was able to collect a little bit, and I just want to jump right into it. So, this book here on the left, The Amazing Spider-Man number 4, I showed in my previous, not my previous video, but the one before that, my top books of 2016. I didn't actually show it in a haul video, which is why I'm showing it now, but pretty much on Thanksgiving Day, this book popped up on Instagram. And I expressed an immediate interest to the user that I wanted to buy the book, and we went back and forth a little bit, and it took about 2 weeks, but I ended up getting it from him. And then this book here on the right, the FF52, I saw on eBay on Thanksgiving, and it's a little bit worn, but structurally it's pretty solid. Maybe one or two slight defects, but I ended up picking it up for just over $100, so I didn't want to let that go. And like I said, that's now my second copy of FF52, which I think that book is going places. So when the time comes, I'll probably sell it off and use the money on something else. So I never show books that are kind of coming out like at present, but I've never read an Image book, and I picked up this book here on a whim. This is Moonshine, number 1. Issue number 4 came out on January 11th, so today, but by the time I post this, it will not be the 11th. I really like it. I like Brian Azzarello's storytelling. I like the art. It's definitely a new take on a hero story. And it's just got this really dark grunginess to it, and I'm liking it. It's definitely unorthodox, but if you're a little bit maybe dissatisfied with your current options with Marvel and DC books, and I know there are a lot of you out there, I'm one myself, give this a try, and if you don't like it, hey, it's a good read. So, yeah. Alright, back-to-back issues. So, I traded a Bronze Age Captain America for this here. This is Ragman number 1. I believe it is the first appearance of Ragman, who is now a regular character in Arrow. Pretty cool to have that. Maybe 3 days before Christmas Day, I went to a store and I picked up Batman Shadow of the Bat number 1. Now, 2 things about this book. One is that it actually originally came shrink wrapped, but I personally don't like the shrink wrap because I think it degrades the paper over time, the paper of the book. And number 2, this is the first appearance of Victor Zsasz, who is kind of like a more modern Batman enemy. So he makes his first appearance here, but the catch is that you only see his teeth because he's a prisoner in solitary. So if you want his first full appearance, you're going to have to buy issue 2, and neither of those are expensive. I picked this up for $1, and you can pick up issue 2 for just as much. Now this book is really interesting. Spider-Man and the Power Pack. So basically, this book is a really short story put together by Marvel and the National Committee for the Prevention of Child Abuse. And essentially, this little mini book is the first appearance of a character called Skip Westcott. Now, the purpose of this book is to essentially educate kids on how to detect adults that, or anyone really, who might abuse them in some way. And the way they do it is with this story featuring this character, Skip Westcott, who allegedly molested Peter Parker when he was a younger kid. Now, it's pretty effed up because I do believe this counts for the Marvel continuity. This book isn't very expensive, and I think it's a must for all Spider-Man collectors, but it is relatively uncommon, and it had a low print run. So just keep that in mind, and if you see it, grab it. I'd recommend just picking it up in the wild, because again, it's not very expensive in the wild, but I think on eBay people are starting to figure out that this book is somewhat rare. Went to an estate sale for $1, picked up Transformers #1, pretty decent shape. Happy to get it. Ran out of Mylar for it, obviously. Picked up this for $1. XMen 99. It's really nothing too big, but it's a early X-Men issue under 100 for $1, so I'd be crazy not to get it. And I'll tell you what, Defenders 29. If there's a Bronze Age series that's got underrated covers, it's definitely the Defenders. I want to upgrade this book because I also bought it for $1 and it was pretty tattered, but this is actually a key. This is the first time the Defenders meet the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm a big fan of the Defenders. I'm talking about these Defenders, not the Netflix Defenders, though I like those too. And a lot of the Defenders keys, or a lot of the keys that are in Defenders books, won't run you too much. So even in nicer shape, this book shouldn't cost you any more than like $5. So pretty cool. I'm looking forward to upgrading that as soon as I can. While back, I was perusing Hero Hunter 81's comic videos, and I stumbled upon this low print run of an indie book, Too Much Coffee Man #1. Paid $3.50 for this, $3.50. I love that cover, and it's a kind of a wacky story. And I went to the doctor a few days ago just for like a routine physical, and I told her I have maybe 5 cups of coffee a day, so I have to. I am the Too Much Coffee Man, so I'm gonna have to lay off and maybe take a page out of this guy's book, because his brain is fried. Alright, some more indie books. Not indie, but not mainstream, certainly. So this is the Rifleman 10, copied from a 60s television series. This is a Dell book. I found this in a comic book store in my area for $12. Now, first off, this book is really sought after among cover collectors because it's a very suggestive cover. I mean, I won't say anything about it. I also saw this book for the first time in Hero Hunter 81's videos, and yeah, I was never really expecting to find this, and after I did, I reached out to him via Instagram, and he told me to just take it and run. And I checked on eBay, and graded copies of this book, and like a 6 can sell on eBay for like $400 to $500. So I was pretty stoked to pick this up. And actually, a guy on Instagram offered me to trade me this book for a graded 8.5 Fantastic Four 51. So I'm almost thinking about taking him up on it, but you know, whatever. Still a really good story of how I came up with this book. And if you do happen to see it, go ahead and grab it. But just be aware that in January of 2014, they reprinted the book, and you can tell the print, the exact print on the inside splash page. So just be aware of that. And the reprinted one obviously isn't worth anything. At the same store, I picked up Marvel Knights Daredevil #9. This is volume 2. This is the first appearance of Echo, and a really great cover. Echo is a love interest of Matt Murdock and a pawn of Kingpin. I might actually try to read the entire, or not the entire, but most of the Daredevil from the Marvel Knights, because the artwork is just phenomenal. I mean, that's a beautiful cover, and there are some other ones that I'd like to pick up as well. So, yeah, I might have to do that in the very near future. Went up to Seabrook, New Hampshire, of all places. Went to Chris's Comics, and I picked up the first full appearance of King Shark for $2.50. So nice find. That's pretty much all I got at that store. This was after Christmas and before. Maybe it was. Yeah, this was before New Year's. So, pretty cool cover. And then that same day, I went to another store, and I picked up this. This store had really amazing prices. So this is Mighty Avengers 62 in really nice shape. It's really only got one slight flaw, and it's that there's this little, not little, but it's a cover breaking crease kind of at the corner. I'm definitely trying to get better books in better shape this year. That's a big priority for me. I'm going for covers that I like, and just overall comics in better shape. And I've even caught myself kind of like staying away from books that have just an accumulation of flaws. I'm not looking for like super high grade, but I want, certainly just overall nicer. And I would say my books right now are for the most part in mid grade. I don't buy books that are like beats of crap. I don't like buy books with like a lot of tape and soiling and all this stuff, but definitely the presentation matters to me a lot, and I'm trying to up my game with that in 2017. Picked this book up for $2.50. This is, I believe, the first appearance of Bullet, who is an enemy of Daredevil and Punisher. So this is Daredevil 248. I think I paid like $2 or $3 for this, not too much. And then I was really shocked to find this guy. Look at this. Brave and the Bull 200, $5. Really happy to pick that up. First appearance of Katana and a lot of other characters too. I think first appearance of Halo and I think also the first appearance of the Outsiders. So pretty cool. $5. First Firebug. Paid $3 for this. He made an appearance in some capacity in the Arrow TV show back in season 1. And then I found this awesome cover, Todd McFarlane, Batman 423. Paid $6 for it, so I'm not going to leave that behind. It's in really nice shape too. Pretty happy. Here's a very recent purchase. I actually got this today. This is Daredevil 56, another book in very nice shape. This is the first appearance of Death's Head, and just a badass cover. I mean, look at that. Amazing cover. Happy to get it. Picked it up for $5, and I have to say, a lot of Daredevil's Silver Age books, they don't go for a lot, and you can find a lot of them in really nice shape. So, just some advice for you. I know not everyone collects, so this is obviously a first appearance, but it's not really a key issue. I picked this up more for the artwork than for the fact that it's a first appearance. Really cool. And my last three, well, I guess technically it's 5 books, but I bought 3 books on eBay, and the seller threw in these 2 books for nothing, and I thought that was nice. Thor King Size Annual number 6 and Giant Size Conan number 4. So pretty cool. And so I bought a trio of Green Lantern books in one lot, and I want to get more into the Green Lantern in 2017. Just want to learn more about him, and I've always kind of been fascinated by his power base, and Neil Adams has amazing artwork on the Green Lantern. So that's a priority for me in 2017. But this was part of the lot. This is Green Lantern 16. And we had a snow day in Boston a few days ago, so I caught up on Justice League on Netflix, and Star Sapphire, who makes her first appearance in this book, plays kind of a substantive role in the show. This is in relatively solid shape. It's got a slight spine roll and maybe a little bit of a spine rip here, but I can live with it. So yeah, looking forward to reading that. And then I have Green Lantern, Green Arrow 86. This is part 2 of the drug issue, or the drug arc. Really nice cover of Neil Adams. And of course I'd love to have issue 85, but it didn't come in the lot. What did come in the lot instead was this book right here, Green Lantern 76, the book that basically started the Bronze Age. I'm already in love with this book, and believe it or not, I'm thinking about selling it to buy one in even higher grade. This isn't high grade, this is solid mid-grade. I thought it was going to be in better shape when I bought it, but it's structurally good, and the only thing that's wrong with it is just very minor cover scuffing and a slight rip at the top of the front cover. I want to sell this and upgrade it. So hopefully I can do that in the relatively near future. This is an awesome story. Amazing artwork by Neil Adams. I think I want to do the Green Arrow, Green Lantern run that Neil Adams compiled during his time at DC, and I think I've got a pretty solid background already. So yeah, really happy to own this book. Just an iconic cover. Anyway, so those are my books for now. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's 2017 is off to a good start. Oh, thank you so much to Man from Beantown for giving me a shout out in his Alex the Comic Hoarder contest video. That was just really nice. I do plan on entering the contest, and I'm going to have to think of who I'm going to shout out, but you know, I will say Man from Beantown doesn't have too many followers himself or too many subscribers, so go ahead and give him a watch and subscribe, and I'll certainly have more information and recommendations to provide once it's my turn to do a haul. So anyway, I hope all is well. I'm going to go get some sleep because I have to get up pretty early tomorrow morning, and I'll have this video, I guess, uploaded as soon as I can. Not that you guys care, because you guys have already seen the end of it if you've waited this long. Anyway, see you later, everybody.